Hi again, and let's now take a quick tour out on the high seas of the Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas, the lower decks, so meaning deck 3, 4, and 5, and see what it has to offer. So, deck 5 has a very nice long promenade, and you'll actually see that it has interior rooms that face into the promenade. We've never stayed in a room like that. And they also have activities like you saw there, where it was a parade for the kids. But as you walk down the promenade, it is pretty much you can do anything. You have your next cruise, you have shops like the market, the shore excursions desk, you have a cafe that serves Starbucks coffee, and plenty of other places that serve things like Victoria's Secret, shops that have colognes and other fragrances, jewelry. You have different kinds of drinks that are duty free, liquors. You also have watches and plenty of other kind of high name kind of items. One thing that we found interesting on the Freedom of the Seas that it also has a non-smoking casino area on deck 5. The smoking casino is on deck 4. It also has a pub, the Bull and Bear pub. It has a Sorrento's for pizza, and also the logo store, so meaning that sells all of your Royal Caribbean style items. And it also has where you can go to the guest services desk. So once again, a lot to see and do, and a hub of activity for anybody that's cruising. And one thing that you might notice, something that we love about the Freedom of the Seas, is its nautical theme. You'll see that there are areas that look like it's a ship. You saw on the ceiling, and plenty of other kind of areas. The Star Lounge is at the end of deck 5 forward. It's also where the library and card room. We saw plenty of people playing games there. And this is where the lounge where you can come and relax. It's actually Egyptian themed. And it's a place where we went and watched some game shows and also took part in a really cool new trivia that is done from your phone that kind of reminds me of a Jackbox game, if you're familiar with those. That was a lot of fun that was done here, as well as on the top deck. And this is what the inside of the library looks like. And then on decks 5, 4, and 3, you have the main dining. We were on deck 4, which is the middle deck, and that's in the far aft of the ship. Once again, that we had a great experience with the dining and great service. We got to tour the deck 5 and 4 galley. And there's plenty of other nice places that we saw people taking pictures of. And there's one of those, you can see the bow of a ship on that area. And they also have within the stairwells really neat astronomical charts and signs, throwbacks to the old days of sailing and shipbuilding, and things like the constellations that you'll find throughout the ship. You also find these interactive maps, and also shows the events that are there. There's also plenty going down to deck 4, bar areas you can take pictures in, and it has playmakers on deck 4, and that's your sports bar. It's an extra cost for any of the food or drinks there, but has a little kind of arcade area, and like you're in a bar. And then you have the Casino Royale, also the smoking section on deck 4, and Izumi, the hibachi and sushi restaurant. There's also Schooners, which is a nautical themed bar area, and also where some activities take place. And this one is paying homage to some of the explorers, and you can also see the different plaques that different ports around the world has provided to Royal Caribbean, the Freedom of the Seas. Also, on deck 4 and 3, you have the main theater, so the Royal Theater, and we went and saw a wide variety of shows there, from dancing to we saw some really good comedians one day while we were there. It was a lot of fun at the theater. And then looking down at deck 3, that's where your art auctions are. It's also where your photo studio is, and Studio B, which is another complex theater that you can go to that has ice skating, which is really unique to Royal Caribbean. And it also has things like laser tag that they do in there, and also you can go ice skating as well at different times. And another thing that's really unique to Royal Caribbean, this class of ship, is you can actually, from deck 4, go to the very front of the ship. And if you want to have, dare I say it, your Titanic moment on the front of the ship, you can have that there and see beautiful sunrises, sunsets. Thanks for watching. Visit our website, subscribe if you're interested in our tours, and contact us to book your next Royal Caribbean adventure.